Welcome back to Finding Wendy. Well, a little frog in the throat there. So I'm posting one day early because tomorrow I'm off to a little mini vacation to the area around Ontario that's called 1000 Islands. It's Picton, Kingston area. And I'm going to be away for a couple of days, so I thought I'd post the video today. So stay tuned for my stats. Okay, my stats. Well, some good news. Some interesting things have happened this week. So first, my stats, as everybody's waiting to hear, my weight loss journey. By the way, my hair is not falling out as much anymore. It's slowing down. So that's good news because it started falling out around 4 months. And now I'm approaching month 7 after my surgery. And now it's slowing down. It's not as much hair loss. I washed my hair this morning. I only wash my hair once a week. So, yeah. So last week, let's see. So I started my journey back in December 2017. I weighed 450 pounds. Started my month-long OptiFast at 400. My surgery was on March 20th at Toronto Western Hospital, and I was 375. Last week, I was... Oh, no, it's wrong. It's wrong. Sorry. We're jumping to the wrong date here. Cut! Look, I have to look at the right days here in my handy-dandy journal. Last week, I was 288, and today I weigh 284. So I'm down another 4 pounds this week, which is great. And I'm really, really happy about that. So I've now lost a total of 166 pounds, which is amazing. Oh my God, amazing, amazing. So I got some big NSVs this week. Stay tuned. Here in Canada was our Thanksgiving last Monday, October 8th, and had a potluck dinner with my family, and I was in charge of making the dessert. So I made pumpkin pie. So this amazing, and I'll put the recipe in, I put the recipe in for last week, but for this week I'll post it again. Delicious pumpkin pie. And that went over very well, and I was able to stand for more than an hour in the kitchen preparing the pumpkin pie. Come Thanksgiving, I was there with the whole family. We had turkey, we had stuffing, we had cranberry sauce, we had potatoes, and pumpkin pie. And I did really well, and I just had very small portions. Used the hand version that I posted a few weeks ago about, you know, the palm of your hand is equal to 100 grams of protein or meat. And, you know, your thumb is a tablespoon, your finger top is a teaspoon. So using my hand as different managements to be able to make sure that my portions are not too big. I had a small sliver of the pumpkin pie, and thanks to my mindfulness eating program, I didn't feel guilty about it. And I did everything in the right portion, and because of that, I've lost weight again this week, which is amazing. I was going to mention a few NSVs, non-scale victories. And a big non-scale victory for me, maybe a little bit TMI for some people, but I'm actually able to get up off the toilet seat without holding on to anything to push me up, which is quite something, because I always... had to be able to push up on something to be able to stand up, and now I can just use the powers in my legs to get up off the toilet, which is great. It's a small thing, but big thing is that last night I actually did my own wash. I have a wonderful, beautiful, very caring friend that lives here in my building and has helping me around the house with cleaning, but also doing my wash. And I did my own wash last night, and that's the first time I've done my own wash in at least, I'd say, 5 years. So, and it was doable. I did it. It was great, and it wasn't too hard. And I was really proud of myself for doing that. Because remember, I started at 450 pounds. I couldn't stand for 5 minutes on my feet, let alone do wash. So the other thing is that I went shopping, and I found a fantastic winter coat at Marshall's, and I'll post a picture of it, and I'll also post a picture of my winter coat that I barely fit last year. So enjoy this little video, because you're going to be amazed at, I mean, how big this coat is now, and then my new coat. All right, here's my winter coat from last year that I wanted to show you how it fits me now. Look at that. Look at how big it is. And I didn't even fit in it last year. Isn't that amazing? That's why I bought a new coat today. Because this coat's way too big. Way too big. Okay, so my mindfulness eating course was this week, and we again were trying out some foods first of all and see what our reactions would be. We were oh, sorry, that's my dog. We were given chocolate chip cookie, corn chips, and grapes, and we had to choose 2 of the 3 foods that were offered, and I chose chocolate chip cookies and corn chips. I haven't had chocolate chip cookies or corn chips in over a year. So this was scary for me, first of all, but I'm in a controlled environment. I took a small portion. I just took 2 corn chips and I took a quarter of a cookie. And so I call it my old chaser, the chaser where I always chased sugar after salt. So my old habits, my old binging habits was finishing off an entire bag of Smart Food popcorn and then having a pint of ice cream. So that brought up those memories and those emotions as well. But also that I didn't feel too guilty after I had them. They tasted amazing, for sure. They were both very tasty. I found the corn chips nice and salty, and I found the chocolate chip cookie, President's Choice chocolate chip cookie, delicious as well. So it was a really good exercise for us to introduce us to foods that will not scare the shit out of you, because you know, I'm still in that very tender puppy dog stage where I'm trying to learn my way, feel my way out through life without having to go back to old habits and regain the weight that I've lost. So there are a couple of great articles, and I'll post links to these articles underneath. This one particular article, they're talking about pausing, so practicing to pause during your meal. So step 1, whatever you're doing, just stand or sit in a place. Notice your entire body from the tip of your toes, the tips of your toes, your legs, your torso, all the way to your hands, arms, and all the way down your head. So you got to feel your whole body, stand still or sit. Step 2, take a nice calming breath. Imagine your breath coming in through your nostril or the top of your head and then spilling down into your entire body. Step 3, notice what emotion you are feeling at this particular moment. Are you physically hungry? Or are you trying to use food to avoid an uncomfortable feeling? So, such as loneliness, anger, frustration. And that is not really caused by physical hunger. So are you actually eating because you're hungry, or are you eating because it's related to an emotion? And that's what we're learning in this mindfulness eating program about emotional eating. Because, for example, I had this morning for breakfast, I had a small little cup of Greek yogurt with strawberry, and that was my breakfast, and I had a coffee. And I came home and I was physically hungry. So I had leftover chicken breast, chicken thigh. So I just heated that up and I had a chicken thigh, and now I feel completely okay. And that's enough for me for the rest of the day, I think. So yeah, I've been sticking to 700, 800 calories a day. I track everything as well. Step 4, let your wise and nurturing self move you in a new direction. In this moment, reflect on how acting in a more thoughtful and caring way towards yourself will make you feel later in the day. Then act accordingly by acting out self-care and self-concern. Finally, congratulate yourself for putting on the brakes. So when I sit down and eat a meal now, I don't have the computer on, I don't have the TV on, I just sitting at my dining room table, which happens to be my desk and office as well, and I have a knife and fork and I eat. And I put the knife and fork down when I'm chewing, and I try to chew as slow as possible. My mouth empties, and then I take the next bite. And this practice, I practiced on Thanksgiving as well. So that was the Food for Thought article about practice pausing. You got to practice pausing while you're eating. And the other article that we were reading was an experience from Geneen Roth, and she wrote a book. She's a best-selling author. It's called When Food is Love, 20 Years and 30 Pounds Ago. And she discovered a book that basically turned her into a writer. And she was reading this book called Fat is a Feminist Issue, and by Susie Orbach. So I'll post these articles and these links to these books. I've been loading tons of books on my iPad, and hopefully I'll get to them soon. So just one last point there's something that I wanted to discuss with you all, in that on Wednesday I was mugged. It was a very scary situation. I was alone in a park at night. I know I shouldn't have done that. I was taking my dog out, and a couple of guys tried to steal my phone. They tried to rip it out of my hand. They grabbed my arm and grabbed my hand and tried to rip my cell phone. And I was on a call with my sister at the time it happened. And I held on with all my power and screamed bloody hell as loud as I could, and they ran away. And my poor sister on the other line, she was freaking out, like, what's happening, are you okay? And I was like, oh, I'm okay. But these couple of guys just, you know, I'm pretty vulnerable. I'm on a scooter. I'm on a disability scooter, and I felt really, really scared afterwards. So I immediately went home, and I started shaking. I started crying. I called my best friend, and he suggested I call the police, which I did. Police came here, and the forensics team came here, and they took prints off my phone and my watch. And I don't know if they're going to catch the guys. There is SCTV, you know, close caption CSTV, well, video cameras around the building where this happened. So hopefully they'll catch the two guys. But you just never know. You got to be careful. This is a big city. A lot of things happen in the city, and you never know. So just take care of yourselves, and we will see you again next week. And I'll take some video of I'm going on a little trip to Thousand Islands, and I'm going to go see Bolt Castle, and I'll take little videos and post those pictures in my next post. We'll see you soon. Thanks again for following me at Finding Wendy. And I hope you have a successful journey as well. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Bye.